Hey guys, what's going on? It's David here from Scizorxphlosion, coming at you guys with some of our new team-up decks. And first up, we've got Pikachu and Zekrom Tag Team GX. This is a deck that has been really hyped coming out of this set, and this card has just got power written all over it. And before we get into the deck profile, let's take a look at some of the stats this card's got. It is a Tag Team GX, so it's worth 3 prizes if it's knocked out, 240 HP, got the attack full blitz for 3 lightning energy, does 150 damage. Then you get to search your deck for up to 3 lightning energy and attach them to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. Really strong, able to get this. Once you get this charged up, 3 energies may seem like a lot, but like I said, once you get this charged up, you've got all the rest of your Pokemon on your board, fully powered, ready to go. Then you've got Tag Bolt GX. Now, the Tag Team GXs have this unique ability where they have a plus sign after the attack cost. And I'll explain to you what it means. So this attack for 3 lightning energies plus does 200 damage. And it says if this Pokemon has at least 3 extra lightning energies attached to it in addition to this attack's cost, you can do 170 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. That's really powerful. You could knock out their active Pokemon GX, then take out 170 damage HP Pokemon like Tapu Lele GX on their bench, taking 4 prizes in 1 turn, which is really amazing. But without further ado, guys, let's get on to this deck profile. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed, like this video if you enjoyed as well, and check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Scizorxphlosion, and you could also support the channel if you'd like at Patreon, and I'll leave a link to all those in the comments section below. But without further ado, guys, let's get into this deck. So to start off, we play 3 copies of Pikachu and Zekrom Tag Team GX. I just explained this card, and it is very powerful. The 240 HP is a little on the low side for the Tag Team GXs. Could be seen like Snorlax and Eevee and excuse me. Snorlax and Eevee, Latios and Latias, and even Magikarp and Wailord have upwards of 270 to 300 HP. So 240 is a little on the low side. There are only 2 tag teams that share that, and that is also Mimikyu and Gengar Tag Team GX. But that aside, we do have 2 very powerful attacks which can lead off the assault against your opponent. And in my personal opinion, I feel like this deck needs all the support it can get, so I am playing this with 3 copies of Jirachi. This Jirachi is very expensive, guys, so if you cannot afford this Jirachi, there are other alternatives you can use. You can build the deck without the Jirachis. I personally prefer the Jirachis myself. I was able to buy them when they were $10 a piece, and now they have shot up to upwards of $20, so if you guys can get a hold of these Jirachis, go ahead. If not, you can try to build a deck without them. This Jirachi, if you guys do not know, has an ability called Stellar Wish. And it says once during your turn, before you attack, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose a trainer card you find there and add it to your hand, then shuffle the deck. Jirachi is now asleep. So this may seem like it's got a really bad downside where Jirachi goes to sleep so you can't retreat, but that's not true, because we have this little awesome card called Escape Board that helps Jirachi escape for free as long as it has it attached, reduces retreat cost by 1, and it can retreat whether it's asleep or paralyzed. Pretty awesome. So Jirachi can help you net a whole bunch of cards out of your deck, cards like Switch, cards like Energy Switch, cards like even Cynthia's, Lily's, and Guzma's. So Jirachi can help you grab those cards, help you set up your field by grabbing you Nest Balls, and yeah, Jirachi I think is a really powerful card to have in this deck. Next up, guys, we have 2 copies of the new Zapdos. Zapdos has that Thunderous Assault attack, 110 HP, 2 retreat cost. Thunderous Assault for 1 lightning energy. If this Pokemon was on the bench and became your active Pokemon during this turn, its attack does 70 more damage. So you hit 80 damage for 1 lightning energy. And not to mention, if you have Electro Powers or Choice Bands, you can make this deck attack for 1 lightning energy do some massive damage, like 140 damage for 1 Electro Power, 1 Choice Band. So pretty powerful, really good alternative attacker, great attacker on the first turn of the game if you're going second. Next up, I play 1 copy of Zeraora GX. Zeraora is mainly here for his Thunderclap Zone ability. It says any of your Pokemon with lightning energy attached to them have no retreat cost. So Pikachu Zekrom has a really high retreat cost of 3. So being able to retreat him for free as long as he has a lightning energy attached, and most times he will, is really valuable. Then you've also got some decent attacks here. You've got Plasma Fist. For lightning colorless, it's 160 damage. Basically the same as Buzzwole. It can attack during the next turn. Exact same as Buzzwole, just a little bit different energy cost. And then the GX attack's full voltage. We don't normally use it, but you can use it in a pinch. You get to attach up to 5 basic energies from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. So if you are running behind and you get a whole lot of energies in the discard pile, then you can use their Aura's GX attack to add those back, but honestly, you would probably want to save your GX attack for Tag Volt GX. One copy of Tapu Koko GX. This is also another option over Tag Volt. So Tapu Koko is really good in the mirror match. It helps you, say your opponent goes off first and they're able to get that Full Blitz attack off, and they get 5 energy on their side of the field, or 6 energies. Then you just bring up little Tapu Koko here, take a knockout on one of those Pikachu Zekroms, and grab yourself 3 prizes. And they're left with a 2 prize attacker in the active rather than a 3. So this is a lot better. Tapu Thunder is a really strong GX attack if you have the opportunity to use it against an opposing Pikachu Zekrom. It is an awesome play to do. So, one copy of Tapu Koko. Oh, another benefit it has is that Arrow Trail ability. When you play it from your hand onto the bench, you can suck up as many energies, electric energies as you like from your other Pokemon. Then you can move this Pokemon to the active. So you can do something like a Pikachu Zekrom that's taking damage in the active spot, use Arrow Trail, grab some of those energies off of that Pikachu Zekrom, bring this guy into the active, and then Tapu Thunder your way to victory. Then we got one copy of Tapu Koko Prism Star. This is another new card from the Team Up set. It's got this awesome ability called Dance of the Ancients. This is once during your turn before you tag it, this Pokemon is on your bench. You may choose 2 of your bench Pokemon and attach a lightning energy from your discard pile to each of them. Then you send this card to the Lost Zone and discard all the other cards attached to it. So this card's really good in the mid to late game, even in the early games, early turns of the game, to let you get off an early Full Blitz, or maybe you can come back from a Pikachu Zekrom being knocked out, put another Pikachu Zekrom down, use this ability, Dance of the Ancients, attach an energy from hand, energy switch, and then you got a fully charged Pikachu Zekrom ready to go. I play one copy of Marshadow with the Let Loose ability. Let Loose lets, whenever you play it from your hand to the bench, both players shuffle their hand to the deck and draw 4 cards. This is really great once you get a Pikachu Zekrom fully charged up, get a knockout going, and then you Marshadow your opponent to put them to 4 cards, so it makes it harder for them to recover after that Let Loose. So Let Loose Marshadow is a really powerful card, really powerful tech, and I would suggest playing it in a whole lot of decks this format. And to end off the Pokemon, guys, one copy of Tapu Lele GX with that Wonder Tag ability to grab us supporters out of the deck when we need them. We do play one Marshadow and one Lele, and so far that has been enough for me. Ooh, that's got a bad glare on it. Let's move it over to the side just a little bit. Yeah, so far that's been enough for me. One Marshadow, one Lele. Haven't had any problems with consistency there. We do also have the Jirachi for our consistency, and the deck, your ideal starter is Jirachi. If you start Jirachi, you're usually golden, and you can get a lot of your cards set up that way. Going on to the supporters, guys, we got, 3 copies of Lily. Lily is probably one of the best turn 1 draw supporters there are. You can draw till you have 6 cards in your hand, or if it's your first turn, you can draw till you have 8 cards in your hand. So it's really good for thinning your hand out. Maybe use Jirachi to grab you an Ultra Ball from those top 5, and discard all the cards in your hand that you can, and draw as many cards as you can with Lily on your very first turn. One of my favorite turn 1 supporters. Next up, 4 copies of a Volkner. Volkner is really powerful in this deck, and it's probably the reason I believe that Jirachi is probably one of the best partners for Pikachu Zekrom, because you can leave with Jirachi, get you a Nest Ball, something like that from the top 5, then go ahead and play a Volkner, grab you an Escape Board, and a Lightning Energy, able to attach that from your hand to your Pokemon. In case y'all don't know what it does, you get to search your deck for a item card and an electric energy, reveal them and add them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Volkner's a very, very powerful card, and probably the reason I play 4 of them is because it just has so much utility in this deck. You can grab Choice Band electric energy, you can grab Escape Board, you can grab Electro Power, anything you need to finish off your opponent. 3 copies of Guzma. Guzma is that one that lets you switch your opponent's active Pokemon with one of their bench, then bring one of your bench Pokemon to the active spot, letting you get some of your Pokemon out of the active that are maybe bad. Maybe they have a whole lot of damage on them. You want to try to keep them protected on the bench, and then also pull up your opponent's Pokemon that you need to knock out. 1 copy of Cynthia. Cynthia is still a great draw supporter. Probably, I believe in this deck, Lily's a little bit better. You shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 6 cards. I tried it with multiples, and it's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I just needed to make some cuts here and there for other cards that I wanted in the deck, and I decided to go with Cynthia as the cuts. But yeah, 1 copy of Cynthia is just fine, I believe. And for the last draw supporter, 1 copy of Erica's Hospitality. Erica's Hospitality is the new card from this set and team up, and its effect says this. You can only play this card if you have 4 or fewer other cards in your hand. Then you can draw a card for each of your opponent's bench, or each of your opponent's Pokemon in play. So it's really good against those decks that like to have a whole lot of Pokemon down, like Malamar, like Zoroark. Any of those decks like that, you can thin your hand down to 5 cards, including Erica's, and then use Erica's Hospitality and draw you a fresh hand of 6, while also keeping the other cards in your hand there as well. On to the item cards, guys. We got 3 copies of Ultra Ball, your standard search for most Pokemon decks. Ultra Ball lets you discard 2 cards from your hand, then search your deck for any Pokemon added to your hand. I only play 3 just because there's some cards you don't want to discard that often in your hand. And instead of playing a 4th Ultra Ball, I play 4 copies of Nest Ball. Nest Ball is really great, especially in combination with Jirachi. We're able to get those Pokemon onto the bench that we need, like our Pikachu Zekroms, our another Jirachi, Zapdoses, Zeraora, all those Pokemon, and get them set up real quick and start taking control of the game from there. 4 copies of Electro Power. This is a card that came out back in Lost Thunder, and it is a great card. It hasn't been able to show its true potential yet, but now it is ready to go. Electro Power says during this turn, your electric Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So and those stack. So you can play all 4 of them in one turn, do 120 extra damage. Or you could attach a Choice Band, then play an Electro Power. Your attacks are going to do 60 more damage to Pokemon GX. So yeah, Electro Power is great for taking those essential knockouts you need to take. Next up, 3 copies of Acrobike. Acrobike helps you filter through your deck as much as you can. It lets you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, discard 1, add the other to your hand. 2 copies of Switch, which is basically necessary when you're playing Jirachi. Just in case you don't get that escape board, you do have the Switch in order to switch out. It's also valuable for some of your other Pokemon if you get Tapu Lele stuck in the active, you don't want to attach an energy to retreat with Zeraora's ability. Switch is just great. 2 copies of Energy Switch. I would like to up this to 3. I just can't find the room for it, but switching out with Volkner has not been a problem at all, but sometimes I prize 1 and only have 1 at my disposal, so some turns I want to play 2 at a time. But yeah, in a regular Pikachu Zekrom deck without Jirachi, I would definitely play 3 or 4 of these suckers. But it lets you move in at basic energy from one of your Pokemon to another of your Pokemon. So good for like the Tapu Koko Prism Star play, where you put 2 energies on the bench, to 1 energy to 2 of your bench Pokemon, then use Energy Switch to move it to like a Pikachu Zekrom or a Zeraora for an attack, and then attach for turn, and there you go. 3 energies, 1 turn. 3 copies of Escape Board. Escape Board is that handy dandy card I talked about with Jirachi. You can attach it to Jirachi, and then it says the retreat cost of the Pokemon attached to it is colorless less, and they can also retreat if they are paralyzed or asleep. So that's really great for Jirachi since its ability puts it to sleep, and it's like these cards go hand in hand. They were made for each other. Last item card, guys, 2 copies of Choice Band. This is another card I would like to up to 3 sometimes, but you do also have Electro Power, so basically you have 6 outs in order to deal 30 more damage to Pokemon. So, but these only deal 30 more damage to Pokemon EX and Pokemon GX, but they are great to have because if you go against decks that have 180 HP, like Necrozma GX or Rayquaza GX, you can take those out in 1 shot, while also charging up your Pokemon with 3 energy. We only play 1 stadium in the deck, and that is Thunder Mountain. Completely essential to this deck, and it's great with Jirachi. Jirachi can search out any trainer card, so if it's the top 5 and there's a Thunder Mountain there, you can grab that Thunder Mountain. And then you can attack with Pikachu Zekrom for 2 energy. It says the attacks of your Lightning Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, cost Lightning energy less. So you attack for 2 energies with Pikachu Zekrom. You can use Tagvolt GX's extra effect for 5 energies rather than 6. So Thunder Mountain can come and play, or come in handy a lot. And it's a really great card, and if you're not playing it in a Pikachu Zekrom deck, you should. Alright, and to end off things, guys, we've got 4, 8, 11 lightning energy, 11 basic lightning, and I think that's pretty much enough. You could probably go down to 10 if you want to make a cut for something else. I like the 11 because these energies do go by very, very fast, especially when you're attacking with Pikachu Zekrom. Every turn you're charging up 3 energy straight from your deck, so you need 3 to attack. You're already down to 8 right there. 3 to charge up, you're down to 5. I don't know how to do math, I guess. 3 more energies if you attack again, that's down to 5. You've only got 5 energies at your disposal in your deck. You don't play anything like Energy Recycler, although I think you could. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Energy Recycler would probably be great. But that is the deck, guys. Pikachu Zekrom with Jirachi for support. I think this deck is awesome. If you guys would like to see a regular Pikachu Zekrom without Jirachi, let me know and I will get one of those posted up for you guys. But be sure and like this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel. And this is David from Scizorxphlosion, and we will catch you guys all next time.